Sleep tight. Excerpt. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite is a funny scary story about a young boy who is terrified when inexplicable things start happening during the night when he is sleeping safely in his own bed. There was a very ordinary boy who lived a very ordinary life. He spent his days going to school, doing his homework, playing with his friends, reading books, watching TV and sleeping. His father was a doctor and his mother was a librarian. Every night, when he went to bed, his mother and father would come to tuck him in and kiss him goodnight. They would switch off his light, and as they walked out the door, his father would always say, "Good night, sleep tight." His mother would say, "Don't let the bedbugs bite." One morning, when this ordinary boy was lying in his bed, something incomprehensible happened. He had just woken up when he suddenly had the strangest feeling that someone was lying next to him. When the boy opened his eyes, he was shocked to see an old man lying in the bed beside him, clutching high in his arms. In fright, the boy used all his strength to push the uninvited guest out of the bed. Wondering if he had been dreaming, the boy peered over the edge of the bed. The man was there, lying sprawled on the floor. He realized that the man was dead. There was a horrible smell coming from the corpse and there were bugs crawling all over it. The boy screamed and then ran into his parents' bedroom and woke them up. His eyes welling with tears, he told them that he had just woken up in the arms of a corpse. His parents did not believe him at first, but the boy ran out and dragged the corpse back to their room. His parents were shocked by the sight of the dead body lying on the bedroom floor. His father had to get up, get dressed and take the corpse down to the county morgue. For the rest of the day, the boy was trying to figure out how the corpse had wound up in his bed. Nobody could explain how this had happened. Was it some kind of sick joke? He wondered. Was somebody playing a trick on him, or was there a more terrifying explanation? Were there dark and supernatural forces at work? Try as he might, the boy could not find an answer to these questions. That night, as he lay in bed, his parents tucked him in and tried to reassure him. His father said, "Good night, I hope you sleep tight," and his other said, "Try not to let the bedbugs bite." After they left, the boy was still uneasy, but soon fell into a deep sleep. The next morning, he woke up to feel something cold and clammy draped around him. Again, he opened his eyes and was horrified to find himself in the arms of another corpse. Again, he shook his parents awake and told them what had happened. His mother and father were at a loss to explain their strange events. They kept asking, "How could a dead body get into your room? How is that possible? Who could have put it there? Did it get up and walk there of its own accord?" Scratching his head, the boy's father had to bring a corpse down to the county morgue yet again. The boy began dreading the thought of going to sleep at night. After his parents came in and said good night, he decided to stay awake all night in order to figure out what was going on. However, as the night wore on and morning approached, his eyelids grew heavy and began to close. Soon he was fast asleep, snoring peacefully. He woke up, the next morning, and discovered that he was lying in the arms of yet another rotting corpse. The boy was determined to get to the bottom of the mystery and came up with an ingenious plan. He found a long, thin piece of black thread and tied one end of it to his bed. He tied the other end to a glass on his bedroom shelf. During the night, if something touched the thread, it would pull the glass off the shelf and the sound of the breaking glass would wake him. That night, the boy went to bed trembling with fear. His parents could do nothing to calm him down. His father said, "Good night, try to sleep tight," and his mother said, "I'm sure tonight the bedbugs won't bite." In the middle of the night, the boy was suddenly awakened by the sound of a glass shattering on the ground. He turned over in bed, just in time to catch his father struggling to place a rotting corpse under the covers next to him. The boy realized that his father had a very sick sense of humor.